WIFTBPN.
Shout out to the Bigs. They just wrapped up another edition of On the Soil. They talked to Eric Davis. I didn't know that brother was like all that cold.
I didn't either.
You know, Gino is the baseball
guy,
expert, right? So whatever he say, that's how I'm rolling. So just hearing how he's been talking about him since they actually scheduled that interview made me like look like how cold was this dude? It's legit.
Shout out to Don for the guest look.
Yeah, Don is the deal, G.
Guest look is outrageous.
Don is the plug.
Fellas, I'm ready to get up and do my thing.
She is the plug.
Don is dead at the
But
plug.
Gino and Mace, why are we being left out over here?
Well, that's not really true.
Okay, well, break it down for me.
Oh, a wise guy, eh?
What she do? She set us up with Scoop.
Okay.
I've had Scoop's number for a while.
Salute.
But even like my associates with, Don is like, boom. You know what I'm saying? So I be like, hey, let's get you on the show sometime. I'm like, yeah, let's set it up. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. We'll do. Don like, hey, yo, I need you on the show tomorrow. Like, okay.
Okay.
Sit your $5 down before I make change.
Like, it's different. It's different with the big little sis, man.
The last of the Gambinos or something.
For real. She about that action. So shout out to Don, man. Shout out to the Book of Don.
WIFTBPN.
The first day we met, a Thursday night at the club I'll never forget. Do you remember the words that I said? One night in my bed you'll never regret. And you, with your pretty brown eyes, I knew, baby, you would change my life. And you opened up my eyes to see I'm excited for our future, but I love our history. Let's throw back to the day that we first met. Let's throw back, I never will forget. Let's throw back to when we fell in love. Let's throw back, babe, I wanna throw back, babe. Is it just me? Don't you miss those nights sexing on the beach? Playing Isley Brothers in between the sheets. And now we're taking flights from London to Belize. And we're popping bottles, endless shopping sprees. Still sexy as can be. I knew you're still the only one for me. Yeah, I'm feeling lucky as can be. I'm excited for our future, but I love our history.
What's going on, people? Thank you for joining us tonight. Welcome to the Kris the Critic Show. I am Kris, and I hear my beautiful, lovely, intelligent co-host, Gina B. Gina, thank you for joining me again for week 2. How you doing today?
I am doing great. Thank you for having me. It was so much fun last week that I had to come back.
Wonderful. For those who are seeing us for the first time, this is a relationship show. So we talk about marriage, divorce, money, sex, love, dating, how to get there, why you're not there. We don't try to hurt your feelings, but it is a little bit in your face. But everything we say is from the heart. Now,
Yes.
Gina B, for those who haven't seen us before, tell them just a little snippet about yourself before I tell them about tonight's topics.
Okay, let's see. What do I start with? So I used to write a relationship column for Red Eye called the Gina Spot, which is kind of the reason why I do this relationship thing. And then I moved on to do some work with one of the original 6 of the 6 Brown Chicks. And I am an entrepreneur, so I have my own skincare line and T-shirt business. So
You are an
I'm
outstanding-
Jamaican.
You are an outstanding,
really.
beautiful entrepreneur. I can't touch for that.
Better than an entrepreneur. Okay.
Those joining us for the first time, my name is Kris. Married for a little while. What qualifies me to do this? I'm a retired player. I'm out the game, but I was a Jedi Knight when I was there, and I had a lot of lessons that I've learned. That some good, some bad, and as happy as I am, I want to pass some of those lessons on to you. So, tonight's show, we're talking about two things. First half hour, we're going to talk about the total package score. How do you know if this is Mrs. Right or Mr. Right or just Mrs. Right now or Mr. Right now?
Right.
And this is a fail-safe system. It's a 3-tier system that we're going to do. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to talk about something that I think comes up in our community a lot, is interracial dating. So I got my thoughts on it. I'm curious to see what Gina B has to say. So, Gina, you ready to get started?
I would love to get started.
All right, now before we start, you will notice we did so well on the first show. We shot it last Friday up to 1,500 viewers. So if you see this and like it, please share it. Tell people to follow Kris the Critic on Facebook.
Or Gina B on Facebook.
This show is being sponsored by Cavend. It's very smooth. It's very yummy. It's aged 10 years in oak barrels. For all my Southsiders here in Chicago, you can get it right over at Kimbark Liquors in Hyde Park. Tell the owner, Jonathan Swain, I sent you. And guess what? It's about half the price that you'd pay for Hennessy. So this fifth 750 ml is $19.99. Now, that's a bargain, and it's very smooth.
It's very good. And wait. Mm-hmm. We are toasting to you.
I'm sorry?
It was your birthday.
It was my birthday.
Uh-huh. Don't forget.
I am a year older. That's what,
and a year better, and
I bought the
year
small
more
water
aged.
bottle because when you get old, you got to go all the time. So I didn't even bring a large water bottle. I'm drinking this little bitty water bottle. But look, we'll have a quick toast to it is Sagittarius season. So if you even know a Sagittarius and you're at home, raise your glass.
Raise it up and toast.
Here's to all the Sagittarius out there. Salud. Now,
Salud. I thought I was giving the toast.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's
Jay.
okay.
I was just ready to get to
okay.
it.
We just stepped on it. It's all
I'm
right.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say here's to my wonderful co-host, Chris Levy. May you have a year that exceeds your expectations and is much better than 2020.
I agree.
Here's to you.
Thank you very much. Now,
let's do it.
So, if you're straight, this show is for you. If you're gay, this show is for you. If you're bisexual, this show is for you. I don't know why I like saying that.
If you're trisexual.
If you're bisexual. If you're trisexual.
You try anything.
This show is for you. So, if you've dated short-term, long-term, this is called the total package score. This is a way that you know definitively if this person is a long-term option. It's a fail-safe system.
What you got?
There are only 3 categories. You know, it's okay to have a list, but a small list. It's 3 categories, and we'll talk about each one. The first one that we'll cover is finance.
Okay.
Most people think marriages break up because somebody was sleeping with the mailman or the babysitter, right? No. Most marriages don't last because of money. If there ain't no money,
there's no, there
ain't nothing going on but the rent, right?
The back rent.
Got to have money. So the next thing we'll talk about, I'll call it appeal. Looks, sex appeal. Can he lay her down? Is she sex? Well, you know, that's what draws you to people. It's important. So I'm not trying to undermine that, but we're going to talk about that second.
Okay.
And the third one I think is overlooked. I call it value. You could also call it character, right?
Okay.
That's very important. Now, no parts of these 3 categories weigh more than the other. They're all equal.
You feel like they're all the same.
They're all equal.
Okay.
All right, so now let's talk about finance first.
Okay.
I think, especially in the black community, shout out to What's in It for the Black People Network for bringing us on.
Mace Jackson.
I think in our community, some of the sisters, I'm going to fight for y'all today. I know a lot of guys like me come on and bash y'all. I'm not that guy, right?
Okay.
So it's okay. I have 3 daughters. I tell all of them, don't bring home somebody broke.
Right.
And then, of course, they're going to come right back. But I got to like them, though. Okay.
You can like a guy who has money.
I said this last week, men are simple creatures. We pretty much all the same. Grab one with some money, all right?
True.
Because, again, life ain't free. So a lot of our women, black women, hey, show of hands, if you've ever
Dated
had somebody
man.
say something negative because you wanted a man with some money and stated it, people looked at you funny, right? No?
I guess the difference is I don't care. Probably.
You have a lot of money.
I don't care.
Everybody doesn't have as much money as Gina.
I don't.
But let's say for your normal person.
No. What I'm saying is I don't care if they look at me sideways when I say that.
Oh, okay, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't care.
Absolutely.
Because no one, if you're not paying my bills, then
Right.
I really can't have a lot of concern for your opinion.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying.
Now, what the problem is how you do it, right?
Right.
Because the other side does it all the time. We see it all. Becky, and the second half of our show is on interracial dating.
Mm-hmm.
To all my Caucasian listeners, I'm not talking bad about you, but it's mostly black people, and I'm sort of catering to them, if that's okay. So, to all the Beckys out there, I'm just saying, they can do it a little more directly and don't catch the negative feedback.
They don't. It's like a way of life.
I'm starting to think brothers out here giving extra credit points for the other side. But back to the sisters, it's the way you ask for it. So you don't have to, let's say you're on a first date. You don't even come on out and ask for it. You just do something like this. Just talk to them about, say, tell me about your investment strategy. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to say how much money you got. Because if he has nothing to say, I bet he has no money. All right? I'm just saying.
Or unless he's holding it close to the vest and he doesn't want you to know at first that he has an investment strategy because he doesn't want you digging for it. I mean,
very true.
They're,
Very true. Well, that's when you do your social media scan and you see what type of people he hangs out with.
I definitely now, yes.
Right?
Do
Birds
that
of feather
scan.
flock together.
You find out all kinds of stuff when you do the scan.
True,
So,
true. And fellas, this is just not advice for the ladies.
no.
It's okay for you to want to go out with somebody who has good head on the shoulders and gainfully employed. Because right now, the hoes are winning. We need more. It's too many.
They so are.
It's too many hoes and dumb people winning. They get married, they're having babies, it's not working, it's tearing the community down. I'm trying to do a good service here and say that, fellas, you should search for some good women too. The women that worked hard for a master's degree, you should do that.
And this is going to be a tangent, and this is going to be another show.
It is.
But
it probably is.
It will.
Probably is.
But my point is, I'm gonna drop this, and then we can move on. My point is that, men, you need to be extra careful about the women that you choose to, because those women, and Chris Rock broke it down actually in one of his comedy specials. The one where he's talking about new pussy. You can't have that. So you don't want. She might be fine, and we're in stripper culture, and I get that.
Right.
But do you want her raising your kids?
Right.
Like it's just
exactly. I'm gonna take it real quick and simple. And we're gonna say a couple points. It's okay, and I've been there. I see it. You hit it. You move on. You don't bring her home to your mother.
No, don't keep her.
I love Kanye West. I love Kanye.
Kanye West is like the problem.
But
honestly.
I would never ever. Can you imagine me bringing home? I'm not gonna badmouth anybody, but hey, Ma. And my mother saying, this is the girl that was on the national tape doing this. I can't do it. I don't know how he does it. I couldn't do it. But I will say this. Let me give the fellas some advice because we're simple creatures too.
Very.
Fellas, you don't ask a woman how much money she makes. But if she says, I just got promoted to partner and she's driving a Hyundai, you keep her. She's what I call an earner, not a burner. That's a Kris the Critic quote. You get an earner, not a burner. I give y'all something every week. Last week I told women to be a kitten, not a cat. This week I'm telling everybody, you get an earner, not a burner.
I will agree with the earner, not a burner.
I'm telling you, it's what it is.
But okay. Well, we can keep it moving. I'll bring up.
All right, so
point later.
people, think about this. Finance is important.
Finance, yes.
5 points for each category. 0 to 5. Got it?
Okay, 0 to 5. So the whole package is 15 points?
15 points. And I'm telling you about the scoring system.
Got it.
And then you're going to know whether this person is a keeper or not. So think about who's ever in your life. I hope you're not sitting by them right now.
If you are, keep it moving.
If you are.
Get up,
If you
get
are,
out.
keep it moving. Again, we're going to take a short break. I just want you all to remember, again, this is our first show with the sponsor right here. Brought to you by Cavent XO. You can pick it up. Hyde Park.
Jonathan Swain,
Kim Barg Liquors. We'll be right back in a minute. Kris the Critic, Gina B, thank you for joining. Oh, it's about to get heated up. Peace.
warm it up.
WIFTBPM.
Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
Tune in every Sunday. Don't miss it. Live from the West Center for the Black People Media Studios. It is the Kickoff Kickback. Join the conversation with the brothers, Eugene McIntosh, Herb Howard, and myself, Terrence Tomlin.
We got analysis live from the stadium. The brother Joe Lewis will be following through. We got great guests coming in, players, personnel, people.
Say what? We do our thing every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, taking you right up to kickoff.
We picking the full slate of NFL games. We talking fantasy football. Gino got you covered on all the bets. It's a kickback.
Make sure y'all join the conversation. Smash that like button, smash that share button, and continue to help us push the culture forward.
Don't miss it every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, live here from the West Center for the Black People Media Studios.
Yeah. Ooh, I miss your kiss. Oh, your kiss is one of a kind. It feels so nice. Girl, you do it right. I miss. Ooh, oh, girl, you don't go too fast. You take your time. Just how I miss. Hey. Oh, you kiss it, then I'm drifting off your love. Keeps me floating, girl. I miss. Oh, and ooh, it feels so good. I wanna come down. Girl, I'm missing that love. Come on. Ooh, babe, I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me. Oh, babe, I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me. Come on. Oh, when you're not around, girl, I'm weak. I swear I be hearing things. Oh, and if I cannot have you, girl, I'm fiending. Oh, that's such a talent you bring. Yeah. Oh, and days too long. If I can hold you in my arms, if I can find a real good love. Ooh, that kiss is a
Welcome back, everybody. It's Kris the Critic on the Kris the Critic Relationship Show with my co-host, Gina B.
Hi.
If you are just joining us, first half an hour, we're talking about the total package score, fail-safe system, if it's Mr. Right or Mrs. Wrong, or simply Mr. or Mrs. Right. Now, we talked about finance and the importance of it. For those just joining us, I'll tell you, don't date nobody broke, at least if you know it up front. And if you do, don't cry about it 2 years later when you're 2 years into it. Now, so we talked about finance. Let's talk about the second pillar of the three pillars of the total package score. I call it value, or you can call it character. You know, do you have the same belief system? I can't be a Bible toter, and if I'm dating you and you have...
Don't date me.
I'm just saying, you have the devil's lives on... If you're a devil worshiper on the back. It just don't work. You know, you believe in education, he doesn't. You want kids, he doesn't.
Right.
Some things are deal breakers. Y'all got to be on the same page. I mean, yes
For
or
sure.
no? Am I?
You know, you're absolutely right, because all you'll do is argue about that, and it's always best to get out of that out of the way.
And I think that's the
Super early.
mistake people make. They see somebody for, a year, 2 years, and all of a sudden
And then
they don't like something.
They
You
figure
knew
out.
that.
It's like you could have knocked that straight. Like
Right. Well, I sort of wanted a man with more of an education, and he can't read that well. Well, he was with you for 2 years.
Right. That
and
isn't
now,
new. Like all of a
now
sudden,
you
this is a
can't go on the
problem.
vacations that everybody's going on, and you mad.
Exactly.
That's sort of your fault. That man was him or woman.
True.
Try to keep it both ways. So, I mean, we agree, right? Value.
We totally agree.
But
Yep.
do you agree that area is, and I hate to spend so much time on something that all of us seemingly should know, but value sometimes is not given its just due. And I think it's just as important as a girl with the big booty.
What's more
a dude
important?
who's hung down to his knees. I think it's just as you're like, no, it's not as important. It is just as important.
I agree with you.
All right, thank you,
That
Jimmy
was
B.
funny.
I didn't know what type of co-host
No,
that I had at first, but no.
Okay.
So I think it's just as important. I think it gets downplayed. And if you're looking for long term,
Right. If you're looking for long term, you need to get straight into the value system.
right,
Pretty quickly.
So the next time it's not working, you ask yourself, did I cheat myself up front?
Right.
I'm just saying, keep it at a buck. Let's get into the last one.
Okay.
Because the last one, I think this is what people over-index. They're too hyped about. He looks so good, girl. I thought he looked like Morris Chestnut. I thought he
so
looked
fine.
like, is that Idris Elba's brother? Blah, blah, blah. Well, dog, did you see that? She got a wagon on her. She dragging a wagon.
Dragging the wagon.
I'm just saying. I
so bad.
see it in real life, especially pop culture, with some of our richest, best, and brightest. They sell their soul for somebody with a nice ass.
For someone they think is just that fine.
I think looks are important.
They are.
And I said this last week.
However.
I will quote the great Bobby Jean Levy again, my mother. Hopefully she's not watching, seeing some of the stuff I'm talking about.
She knows
Old
you.
age ain't pretty. You better get somebody you like. So while that is important up front, I think we as a society place too much emphasis on it. Yes or no?
We do. We
Especially women, more so
Now-
than in the past. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So we do place too much emphasis on it. Everyone needs someone that they can look at and be like, okay, that person, I'm turned on by that person. But it can't override, well, she has no values, she got a big ass, but it shouldn't override your value system. Like they should sort of be aligned. Like your values, someone
Absolutely.
you think is cute, someone who is not gonna burn through your cat. I mean, like it all.
Nobody's
kinda
going to be
needs
perfect. Let's just get that out
No,
there.
not one soul is perfect. Someone
Right.
can be perfect for you,
Right.
but
I'm almost perfect to my wife. I'm sure she's at home saying,
Tasha, are you
Chris,
watching?
Chris is perfect.
Yes, I'm sure she's saying that. I can see her.
And
face.
everybody's is different. You know what I'm saying? I got a thing with, I shouldn't say this, but there are women who are unclean. I saw a woman spit before. If I see you spit, it's over. And don't spit in front of me. I had a girl one time, first house I bought. I'm young. I'm making a lot of money. I'm 27. Dragging a wagon. She didn't flush the toilet.
Okay, where are you?
I would
finding
never
these
get an
people
erection if I
spitting-
see a woman not flush the toilet.
I just don't know
Then
where
I
you're
have-
finding these
I
people.
get erections fairly easy, but
Well,
I'm just saying I would never. If you don't flush, if you get up my toilet and don't flush, it's over. Don't pass go. The date is gone. Everybody has their things, like deal breakers. That's my deal breaker.
Right. Everyone does have their thing.
I don't
You're
care
right,
what
you're
you
right.
look like.
Yeah. And, it's funny because I'm watching the comments and I see one from my fiance who says that he's perfect. to
He's
me.
almost perfect. He's almost perfect. I saw him one time leave a little bit of drink in his cup. I
Really? When did that happen?
I take off a half point.
He doesn't leave much
But
drink in his
he's pretty close. Everybody, look at Gina B's ring. Tell me, I think
He
her
did a good
boyfriend,
job.
fiance,
Yeah, fiance.
is pretty close
I
to being
have called
perfect.
him that about 6 times, by the way, since I just can't get used to it.
You say fiance.
Fiance.
Let's say it like that.
Fiance.
Now, I think the reason we put too much emphasis on this, I think we all spend way more time, especially during this pandemic, on social media.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we look at reality TV, social media, and we think, oh man, I'm supposed to have a girl that looks just like Rihanna and Beyonce.
The Instagram society.
And you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You might, and I just think that's crazy. And women do the same thing.
And
What-
even the Instagram people don't look like the Instagram people.
Well, the Instagram models, they're fixed up
The
pictures.
Instagram models.
That's a whole career. They've taken it to a whole another level. So I get the confusion, and men are simple, but we being real stupid, fellas. They only with you for your cash. Will you agree or no?
I would, yeah, more than likely.
So what do we do to combat this? I don't know. You know, I tell brothers, I see guys all the time, hey, Levy, what you think about this girl? And I'm like, wow, that's impressive. And the first thing I want to say is, why is she with you? And I'm assuming they spend a lot of money somewhere.
Well, you see a lot of attractive women with a lot of men who maybe aren't as attractive but have money.
I think they're smart. I think those people are smart. I think they're
Wait,
a lot.
who's the smart one?
I
Women
think
or the man?
I think finance is more important in your long game than looks are.
Okay, so there are people who make a lot of money, right?
Sure.
There are those people. But you have to make sure that you have a person who knows how to keep a lot of money. Like, there are people who, they're bringing it in, but at some point you have to think about their long-term
I'm not trying to give away our ages here, right? But if they have money plus 35, they're probably going to have money.
If they have, if they have money and they're 35 and over?
If they've had it this long and not lost it, they're probably going to have
Well,
it.
everyone's got a different definition of money. Like, how much money is enough money?
Well, whatever for that person's threshold is. I just don't think people should undervalue the importance of finance.
So you should have a person who can keep up with, at least, or afford the lifestyle that you want. Let's just say that.
I agree. Well, you know, I think after the initial dating period, if this is a person you could see yourself with and money is the only issue, you ask yourself this question after y'all in love. Is there enough money with the couple?
Right.
Because if y'all ain't short, y'all good. He got it, she got it. Somebody got to have it to do what y'all want to do. But if y'all short, or when I say short, then you got to rethink it or it may not work. I think we beat that up enough.
Fine.
We're going to come back. I'm going to talk about interracial dating.
Let's do it.
I'm going to talk about all these brothers with cash, going to jump in the fence, getting with snow bunnies. I want to hear if you like it, you're against it. I want to hear all about it.
So tonight we'll
be
have
right
Dragging
back.
the
Kris
Wagon.
the Critic, Gina B on the Kris the Critic Show. We'll see you in 2 ticks.
WIIFTVPM.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality Black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe Black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of Black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
Ho, ho, ho. I came to bring some Christmas spirit. I got a big bag now, guess what's in it? Something for the rich and something for the poor. So Merry Christmas and
ho, 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 Merry Christmas, my foot. I'm gonna tell you what Santa really put. Yeah, it's the Christmas rapper, your man Maze Jackson. To everybody, Chicago, What's in it for the Black People Media wishes you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Loving you has always been easy because it's true. Yeah. I would not believe if someone would have told me you would come along to revive my soul. Cause I was done with love, my heart had grown cold. You had good energy, exactly what I needed. You're walking my life. You're beautiful. Loving you has always been wonderful. More than you'll ever know. We got good chemistry. Go together like love says. Passion and care we show one another. Tops all the rest. The feelings I have for you, I ain't felt in so long. What we share together, baby, the bond is so strong. It's no facade of what I feel for you. Put that on God, I got love for you. Yeah, said it's easy to love. Easy to love. Said it's easy, baby. It's easy to love. Easy to love. Said it's easy, baby. It's easy to love. Easy to love. Said it's easy. So easy to love you. Loving you has always been easy cause you're beautiful. Loving you, yeah, it's what I search my life to do. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah,
Oh, baby. I mean, I know that you're here with me and everything, but since you just left a few hours ago, I've just been going crazy. And I done come to realize one thing.
Welcome back to the show. Kris the Critic Show, Relationship Hour, with my beautiful, intelligent co-host, Gina B. First half, we talked about the total package score. How do you know if you have Mr. Right or Mr. Right now? Now we're going to spend some time talking about interracial dating.
Yes, let's talk about
pros and the cons of it. So anything goes. Black, white, Latino,
Puerto
Asian.
Rican and Haitian.
Puerto Rican and Haitian.
I like them brown, yellow.
From
Anyway.
the Voodoo Nation. I'm sorry, I'm getting off script. Whites, Asians, and black. Let's give some background here. We've come a long way. 60 or 70 years ago, you would not have Kris the Critic sitting at a microphone to the public talking about brothers going after white women and black women going after white men. We
Right.
may not make it out the station. So that's why I'm talking about
It would be illegal.
So in that respect, we've made some progress.
Yes.
But also, I'm going to take some time. I'm going to take some digs at a couple folks. First off, before we even get into this segment, I believe in true love. That's Kris the Critic's stance. Just in case Ryan Seacrest on the E! Channel is watching and wants to move me over there, Ryan, I believe in true love. But for lack of a better word, it's a lot of fuckery going on. It's a lot of guys and women getting with folks of the opposite sex for the wrong reasons.
Yep.
And I get it. Some of us can't seem to find love with those who look like us. And I get it. It happens sometimes. But we're going to talk about the pros and cons of interracial dating.
Let's talk about it.
And then I'll talk about a pro, and then I'll turn it over to you.
What you got? What's the pro?
Here's one good thing
Okay.
about interracial dating. We get to learn a lot about each other's food. Can you imagine the white man going to the black woman's house for Thanksgiving or her going to his house? She or he finally gets to learn the difference between stuffing and dressing. I don't know. I know dressing. I don't even know what stuffing is.
I'll tell you, one of the things that would keep me from dating a white boy is being subjected to those casseroles.
I don't know.
I've
been pleasantly surprised by some white people dishes.
I have not been.
You just got to season it up. Always have season
They don't
salt.
have seasoning in those casseroles.
Good point. Good point. But you do learn about food. I said this last week. God forbid something happened to me and my wife. She would either marry an old white man with some money or a Mexican because of her love of tacos. It is what it is.
Tasha, do you like tacos that much?
You get to learn a different culture. You get to learn about the food. But that's one of the cons. But seriously, what are your views on interracial dating? I'll throw some pros and cons out there. But I want to know, as a black woman, educated, beautiful, smart, you see what's going on. I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything. What do you think? What's happening out here?
Okay, so I believe in true love as well. I believe that you can love what you love, who you love.
Right.
The motives sometimes can bother me. Okay. I don't enjoy when black men feel that they've arrived when they are dating someone, a white woman, an Asian woman, etc. Like a lot of black men will date women and they will hold sisters to a different standard than they will hold those women to. I have seen some brothers bring in some broke down women of other nationalities, and then they would scrutinize the sister.
Wait a minute. Facts. Go ahead.
I mean, seriously, that's a straight fact. They walk in, and I'm like, huh. Now, if that were a black woman, you would have a problem with X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, and they're perfectly happy to have the snow bunny or whoever on their arm. And so I don't care for those.
I almost wish I had a defense for my Negro brethren.
You don't.
But it's pretty tough. So if there are any gentlemen out there, please flash your, I'd like to hear your positive experiences.
Well, I mean, there are positive experiences. People are into who they're into, right?
I'm going to keep it a buck here. I'm not going to say I've dated, but maybe I've dated, okay? All right, let's just put that out there. In my younger, more single-player days, right?
Right.
It's a rush to something new and different, okay? It's a rush to something new and different. It is.
Strange. Y'all love strange.
Do something strange for some change. But anyway, but long-term seriousness, it's never been my first choice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm just wondering what happens, because I see it. Matter of fact, and I'm not calling this brother out as one of my favorite entertainers ever.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy went from, I don't know if he was married, but married, kids with a black lady, right?
Right.
You loved it. Then he moved, no shade to Nicole Murphy. He went a little lighter.
Which was hard.
To Nicole Murphy, right here, some more kids. We love Nicole. Then he left. Now, he got him a snow bunny.
Yeah.
Now,
I haven't even been able to keep up with anymore. He's got 10 children.
If I hit a nickel for every brother where, okay, he's got kids with the black lady, but now he's made a lot of money. He married the white women. Now, I know some of y'all are hard to deal with, but I think all women are hard to deal with. See, I did that? All women, I think all y'all hard to deal with. But what do you think is going through their minds? I mean, what are women saying when I'm not around? You know what I'm saying? What are y'all saying? What's going on?
I don't think we're being really coy about it, honestly. I think it's the situation where there are a lot of black women. Okay, so statistically, right? The two demographics that are the least favored to date, okay, are black women and Asian men. That's statistically a fact, right?
And I understand. I think if you took no shade to Asian men, but other than Asian women, they got a stereotype.
Well, okay, but I'm not even going to address that part. Like I can't.
I'm telling you.
Look, don't sleep. There are anyway.
All the well-hung Asian men prove some black women wrong, and I'll take away my stance, but I doubt it.
Okay, I wasn't going to address that part, but the part that I'm really focused on is the black woman part, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Now, I will tell you that the white men that have ever, there have been some cool white men, but a lot of them, I went to school with mostly white people.
What?
And a lot of the white boys wouldn't really talk to me unless they were super drunk. And they would say things like, I've always loved black women. I'm like, look, I am not here to be your fetish. Like, you need to really chill.
Y'all loud.
Right.
Y'all loud as hell. I mean, I'm used to it. My wife cursed me out on a daily basis. I can take it. You can curse me out right now. I'm good with it.
But no,
straight
up,
I ain't scared of nothing.
But however, if there are sisters out there that have given it the good college try with brothers,
right?
I don't agree with being alone,
okay,
waiting for a black man to discover you if you're a black woman and you're like, look, I have tried all kinds of stuff, and now I'm trying to be with someone, I'm trying to have a relationship, and they want to consider people of other nationalities, I'm for it. I just do not care for black men feeling as though they've got a leg up when they choose a woman who's not a black woman.
Got it. I understand. I'm going to take a quick glance at my producer. How long do we have before our next break? Because I want to get into this. 2 minutes. We got plenty of time.
We have plenty of time.
I'm gonna challenge that a little bit.
Okay, please do.
And then we come back. I want to hear it. I think you made some valid points. I agree with all of them. But then again, I wonder, because the black man seems to catch a lot of hell on a lot of fronts, and some justifiably so.
Like what?
I'm wondering, are women guilty of the same thing black men are guilty of? So they are more looks focused, but women choose on looks more so than character. I've had more than a few women come to me and say, Chris, you know a lot of guys hook me up with somebody. I say, well, what's your top 3 qualities, sister? Give me your top 3 what you need, and I'm going to deliver. And they say, I need them to be loyal. I need them to be honest. And I need them to be God-fearing. And I say, are you sure that's your top 3? Right? And as soon as I bring in a guy who don't look the part, they say, no, I don't think that's going to work. I'm just not as attracted to him. Now, conversely, I could bring in a broke Negro who ignorant as hell. He's 6'2" with curly hair, and she landed down setting it out. So I'm just saying, if I'm lying, tell me I'm lying, Gina B.
Listen, I am not disagreeing with you because I think that some women have it kind of wrong. Like,
there you go.
And you know my
just want to
theory.
get that out
What
there.
is my theory, Chris? You know my theory.
Well, you think sort of like a guy.
I just have always thought that the point of a man is not to be fine. Like, it's nice when he is. Okay,
Tell
so
women
let me
that
be
out
clear.
there. Tell women out there.
It is nice. But
say it again.
You've
Say it
got
again. It's not to be what?
It's not to be fine. The point of a man is not to be fine. And
there you go.
Men get all shitty when I say that. But I mean, realistically, it's you've got to look at other things. Now, you can't just bring in Cletus and think,
Why does everybody go there? There's not always 0 to
there's a spectrum.
Not always,
there's a spectrum.
He's got to be Morris Chestnut or Boris Kojo, and then all of a sudden he's just Elmer Fudd. I mean, there's in between.
And I'm saying there is in between, but you can't bring in the lowest common denominator and be like,
I got it, but it's funny how women always say that because they never say, you bring in fine, they sleeping with him before they care about the money. They never say, well, how much does he have? But look, we'll come back to this because obviously Gina B and I, we almost on the same page, and we want to hear from you. Marcus Simpson, my wife, knows what I was going to talk about. I'm not in trouble, just so you know. But we'll be right back. It's the Kris the Critic Show. I'm Chris, Gina B. Thank you for joining. Don't go away. We're going to wrap it up in a little bit.
Yes, don't leave.
Keep the comments coming.
WIIFTV-PM.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like me said. Randy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we're about 60 years old. I be done had a heart.
You gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah?
I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this thing.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right. Well, every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
Sexy lady, can't wait to be with you tonight. I'm intoxicated by your energy. You drive me crazy. I'm feeling the vibe and it's alright. We're gonna dance and groove all night between the sheets. So come on, baby, yeah, yeah. Gonna make it alright. Gonna make it alright. Party all night, oh yeah. Party all night, oh yeah. Move your body tonight, baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, your body's amazing. Baby, you're perfect in every way. Let me kiss you, touch you, set your spirit free. Can you feel me? Going deeper, baby. Hiding inside your world is where I wanna be. Yeah. We can touch the sky. Then I realize that you're the one for me. Inside your love, our love is from above. Only you and me between the sheets, baby.
This is Mark White.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to finish up here. We were talking about interracial relationships in the second half. You know, we agreed at the beginning of this second half that true love is really what matters.
Right.
And if it's true love, Kris and Gina are all for it. But we were talking about this fuckery in the game out here, right? Brothers giving white girls extra credit points, which they do. I don't know why. We talked about you expressed some of the sisters' misgivings.
Right.
Right? And then I accused the sisters of being guilty of the same things that the fellas was I'm just saying,
but
y'all
we will not pull a dude out the trailer. Like, y'all will pull a chick out the trailer. And,
I beg to differ.
And, like, give her better treatment than a sister, straight up.
I beg to. Have you ever seen this? Have you ever seen this? How many times you've been downtown pre-pandemic?
Right.
Sisters getting out of the car to go to work. Who's dropping her off sometimes? Driving away in the car. Now, some of those brothers may work third shift. But I've looked into some of those cars, and those are some pretty good-looking broke dudes that they kept, and then they mad about later. It's not going to work. They're not honest with themselves. I think, and I say this all the time, if I were not happily married,
right?
I was back in my Jedi Knight players.
Jedi Knight.
I was amongst the best.
Slaying them with your lightsaber.
Rihanna and Beyonce, right? They're going to tell me no.
Okay.
Right? I don't have enough.
Fair point.
Whatever. I can't get no access. Then I'm going to move on down to Megan, and all of a sudden I'm going down. Eventually, I'm going to get somebody who likes me, and I like them. All right? Men are honest with themselves.
Right, but are you always fantasizing about the Beyonce and the Rihanna? Or
it doesn't matter. I'm with somebody. It doesn't matter. I'm talking about I've gotten.
I'm just saying.
The goal of this was to have a long-term successful relationship. Whereas I think women, no matter where they are on the scale, they think they deserve here sometimes, and they're here. I just think you get what you can pull, and honestly, I think that keeps a lot of women who would be happy with someone from being with that someone. And I'm not telling anybody to settle, but if you've been shooting at that 8.5 for the last 3 years,
well, I mean, they'll figure it out.
and you can't get that 8.5, and you only pulling 6.5, you're 6.5.
I mean, I don't
You are
disagree
what
with
you
you.
pull.
It's like it's hard to punch above your weight, right? In the dating world.
I agree, but I just wanted to put that out there.
I mean, if you're punching above your weight class, you're not.
Why
gonna
do
be
you
successful.
think so many of these, I was making notes talking about this. Why do you think a lot of these athletes, they were raised with black women, raised in black cities?
Uh-huh.
A lot of times they get drafted, single black mama. You know?
Right.
How do they end up? They might have kids with black women. Why do they choose, you think, to marry? Because when they die, and we do die before women, all the money leaves the community, leaves the black family, goes back to the other side. Nobody ever talks about that. But why do you think they do that?
Well, okay, so my joke for years, it's not really a joke, actually. It's, sometimes those people are bestowed with athletic capabilities so that they could get laid, because some of them would not if they did not have athletic.
I got it.
But, however,
because the white girls will marry some ugly dudes. Y'all won't. They'll marry some ugly.
Well, they will marry ugly guys that are rich.
But y'all won't all the time.
No, I think that if a professional athlete
no.
is not attractive.
But we should have got on this earlier. I don't think a lot of women will. I think
so
the
you
other
think
side
that
does.
You think that a sister will, just take
I think a dude can walk up to making $250,000 and she could be making $50,000, and let's say he's not an appropriate height, he's overweight. She will pass up on him.
No, she won't. No.
Y'all see this?
I don't think so.
Gina B is out here.
I don't think so. I think that if he,
What? I see it all the time.
Okay, so you actually see men who are making that kind of money who approach black women and the black women shoot them down.
Maybe not 250, but
250. No, you said 250.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, I think they will. Yep, absolutely.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, come on.
I need to see the audience. I need to see some comments.
Please, because this was ridiculous.
I think a smart woman would not, but I think it happened.
And because men who, dudes who make that kind of money usually kind of have some sort of big money grooming. So it makes them a little more handsome, a little more attractive. They have a lot of the polish. They have more accoutrement.
I'm going to say this. I vehemently disagree with you on that last point. We're going to talk about this next week. I need all of you to come back next week. We will have a special guest in the studio. I won't say who they are, but they will be exceptionally ratchet. So you might want to join in.
Who will that be?
Wise and ratchet. Wise and ratchet.
This will be interesting.
Again. We're going to wrap it up.
I can't wait.
But seriously, I will wrap it up by saying this about interracial dating. Final thought. Love who you love. Don't be out here just thirsting for something that's different because it may not be right for you. Again, I'm all for true love. Gina B is all for true love.
Don't date superficially.
Now, it's a light of career in the game, and we need to quit that. Thank you for joining. Again, this show is brought to you by Cavent, Kimbar Liquors, 1999. Tell Jonathan Swain, Chris Levy said hello. Signing off until next week, next Friday, 8 o'clock. Please tune in. I see all the love. Send us some more love. It makes me feel good. Woo. Kris the Critic Show. We are signing out. Peace. Love you.
Peace. Merry Christmas.